Christopher Eubanks hopes to ace tennis as a player and broadcaster. American player, competing at Wimbledon, is targeting a return to top 50 while pursuing a commentary and media career. 2 years ago, Christopher Eubanks had a life-changing grass court season. In March 2023, the American had cracked the top 100 for the first time, on the back of an impressive run to the Miami Open quarterfinals as a qualifier. 2.5 months later, on the grass courts of Mallorca, 77th-ranked Eubanks clinched a maiden ATP title, 2 days ahead of the start of Wimbledon. Entering the championships, Eubanks owned a 2-8 win-loss record at the Grand Slams, with his best results being 2 second-round appearances. That all changed that summer, though, as Eubanks stormed to the Wimbledon quarterfinals, knocking out 13th-ranked Cameron Norrie and 5th-ranked Stefanos Tsitsipas along the way. His 9-match winning streak on grass courts was eventually snapped by world number 3 Daniil Medvedev, who beat Eubanks in 5 sets in the last 8. Eubanks, who was 27 at the time, hit a career-high mark of 29 as a result of that run. But its impact on him went far beyond rankings. It certainly was life-changing, Eubanks told the National at the All England Club, ahead of his 3rd consecutive main draw appearance at Wimbledon. I think it enhanced, say, what I expected of myself. So a certain level of expectation that I have, saying, oh, I can play well, I can be in the second week of a major, which is something up to that point I didn't really know if it was a real possibility. So certainly it's changed my perspective on my own tennis. It's hard to imagine Eubanks can ever be short on perspective. The 29-year-old Atlanta native has an interesting side hustle that helps him gain deeper insight into the game, as well as the psychology of a professional athlete. When he's not on a tennis court, Eubanks is a broadcaster, often commentating matches or conducting interviews for Tennis Channel or ESPN. While it's common to see former players enter the media space following their retirement, it's way less common to see active players take on media-related gigs. Eubanks sat behind a microphone to call a match for the first time at a challenger event in Knoxville in November 2021. He had seen his fellow American Taylor Townsend do some media work for Tennis Channel when she was on maternity leave, and had his agent contact the network to see if he could take on a similar role. They signed him up to do some commentary for the spring of 2022, and he figured he should get some practice in at a challenger he was competing in. After getting through his own match, Eubanks joined Mike Cadian, a respected tennis commentator, in the booth in Knoxville to call a second-round match between Jack Sock and Prajnesh Gunneswaran. Eubanks won the Knoxville title that week, which was perhaps a sign he could juggle both duties if he wanted to. The gigs kept coming from then on, and Eubanks received rave reviews for his insights, commentating style, and engaging conversation. After losing in the first round of the U.S. Open last year, he joined the ESPN crew and was given several roles, including interviewing players in the tunnel before they stepped on court for their matches, or right after they won. He made sure his media obligations always came after he had finished competing in a tournament, a formula that has been working out well for him for the past 3 years. Several active players have since followed suit, like Sloane Stephens, who was part of TNT's French Open coverage this year as she continues to recover from a foot injury, and Lucas Pouille, who conducted on-court interviews at Roland Garros, while his ruptured Achilles tendon heals. Is it difficult to talk about other players on television when you could soon face them in a match on court? Honestly, no, Eubanks says with zero hesitation. It's something that I think before I started doing it was a bit of an apprehension. But I've always found it that here's a way to be critical and be respectful at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive. For Eubanks, context is important when analyzing a surprise loss or a poor performance from a player. It kills me oftentimes when you see players who go deep in a slam and they have one bad showing in, say, like a round of 16, and it looks like they don't even belong on the court. And it's like the commentary around that also needs to highlight this player's just won 3 matches, especially on the men's side, best of 5. Even on the women's side, big money, big pressure moments. They clearly can play tennis. There's a reason why maybe they're not playing well on this day. Maybe it's conditions, maybe it's fatigue, maybe it's whatever. So for me, it's just painting a broader context. And I think because I'm out here with players on tour, I maybe empathize with it a bit more.